Happy Passover.
Happy Pesach to you.
Chag Sameach Pesach.
Chag Sameach Pesach.
Or as Don Limit says it, Chag Sameach.
Do you say that?
Yep. The whole room was like, is he joking? He nailed it, by the way, but like, it's just one of those moments. It's just, the Goyim, they just can't hit that. Don't even try. Just, it's an H. For you, it's an H. Just let it be an H. Hanukkah. Chag Sameach.
Yep. There's no reason to touch it. There's no reason to get in there. It's the classic, let me try to say it in your accent.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do it.
Or famously, as Sarah Palin says, they have a lot of chutzpah.
Yeah.
Yep. So many good moments. So many.
What do you think she's up to?
I'm sure she's fine. Now, to answer questions, why did I hear Don Lemon say Chag Sameach? Well, let me tell you, listener, Monday of last week, I performed at the downtown Seder, kind of a rock and roll Seder. It was at City Winery. It was run by Michael Dorfman, the owner of City Winery nationwide. It's this big bohemian Jewish spectacle, bands and comedians and celebrities of the Jewish and non-Jewish community alike, all gathering for a informal Seder before the real Seder on Wednesday. On Tuesday. When was it? When was it?
It was, you were panicking about it.
Oh yeah.
When we did our last podcast, it was a off-topic conversation. So you definitely hadn't done it yet. I think it might have been either that night or the night.
It was Monday, but I'm wondering, I'm trying to remember when Passover actually started because
Passover started Wednesday.
Okay, I got it right. I was asked to do, I thought I was just doing a comedy set, and on Friday they hit me with, you're speaking specifically about the Afikomen. And you have to have 5 to 8 minutes about the Afikomen by Monday. And that was my opening joke was I wrote 1 minute of material about the Afikomen, and in Jewish fashion and praying, it turns into 8. I was so nervous and freaking out beforehand. And Danny, you helped quite a bit. And it went fine. I was more nervous than I wanted to be, but the jokes landed.
It's a tough situation. The Afikomen, for those that don't know, if I were to describe
Easter egg hunt.
Yeah, very good. Really good way to put it. It's a, Judaism, the way we do a lot of our holidays, because there isn't a lot happening. Mm-hmm. It's not exciting.
Right.
We got nothing going on. Mm-hmm. It's a bad story. The story is bad. The story Passover is not a edge of your seat one. It's pretty much the same the whole way. We've told it every year. Every year, most like you go to church, it's a different sermon. There's different energy, different songs. Literally, it's the same book every year. You sit around the table and you read the same book your grandparents bought 60 years ago. Nobody's bought a new Haggadah in 100 years. It's the same story.
Yep.
So you're looking for anything. The Afikomen might be the most exciting part of the Passover Seder outside of Dayenu, which is our best song. And that is where we take a piece of matzah, bad bread,
bacon,
and your dad or grandfather hides it at some point during the Seder, and then at the end the kids have to find it in order to do it. And you were in charge of explaining that. But this thing was celeb filled. I think you're underselling because it wasn't celeb filled like you and I are used to.
It was a big deal.
It was celeb filled in the other direction of celebrities, which is more fun.
Yes. Well, to me, Stephen Dubner was there, and that was the most exciting for me. And I was actually sat next to him. We switched numbers, but he's Freakonomics, the book and the podcast, and he spoke, and it was lovely. He gave a whole speech on how Moses was actually not a very charismatic leader or speaker, quite the opposite. God chose him because of his empathy towards the needy and the helpless. What a great lesson for Jews, especially right now. But let's cut to the chase here. Zoran opened. Zoran was the first person to speak at this. The mayor of the city rode a city bike to the Seder. and went up and spoke, and there was controversy around that. I'm a fan of Zoran. I said as much on stage. I'm my belief is he's proposing something out there. Give the guy a shot. It's a small enough city that we can, if it doesn't work, we can scale it down. And if it does work, what a great direction to go.
I had a joke that did pretty well online where I described, it was a joke about it was making fun of the other candidates. And it was supposed to be like, how bad are we running people again? It was like, it wasn't supposed to be a joke making fun of Mamdani, but in it, I described Mamdani as the kid in school who wants chocolate milk in the water fountains.
Yeah.
and I took grief for it. Yeah. But I stand by it of like, people saw this negative, but I was like, that's kind of my stance on the guy. I'm not convinced he can do what he wants to do, but if he could, I'll tell you what, I'll take that over a politician who goes, you know what I'm going to do in office? Nothing.
Yeah.
Like, I like guy who's like, I'm going to try to put chocolate milk in the water fountain. Might not work. Yeah. We might end up clogging the pipes.
Even if
why not? Why not? It's 2026, baby.
And he's been doing a lot of stuff with bike lanes, which affects me very personally. He's fixed a lot of bike lanes, and it's been like, oh, you could just fix that thing we've all had a problem with that's been causing accidents for years. You could just throw some cement over that, and now it works correctly. That was all you could just do that. I thought there was like paperworks and you had to sign an international treaty. No, okay, got it. Again, I'm not gonna I don't want to celebrate any politician ever because they all disappoint you eventually. But he was controversial because if you're not a member of the Jewish community, you might not know he said some what I might personally call poorly measured remarks about stuff pertaining to Jews. And making poorly measured remarks is how I make a living, so it's hard for me to judge that. And I am allowed to disagree with instances of the man that he said. I don't know. I think I don't. There's no way to win. There's no way to say the right thing regarding Jews and anti-Semitism, and that's big stuff right now. But some Jews, Modi specifically, pulled out of this event because of Zoran's inclusion in it. And I like Modi. I'm gonna speak out of turn here. I think he pulled out because of what how his audience might react to that. Maybe he personally had issues, but I think it's more of an issue of the people who love Modi would have been hurt to see him sharing the stage with that. I got a couple messages saying like, I can't believe you did a show with Zoran, like 2. And I'm just like, okay, my comedy's not for you. I don't think you're going to enjoy my live show very much. It was, there was tension in the room when he went on, but they warmly welcomed him. 500 Jews gave him a shot. He went up, he spoke very well. And I was standing in the back of the room, and a man walks in next to me and starts shouting at Zoran, Zoran Mamdani, how do you feel about so-and-so who said that the only good Zionist is a dead Zionist, and pop should be the last thing they ever. And I'm standing next to the guy, and I'm so raw emotionally from the pressure of going up, and I'm still in my mind being like, I might just bail and not be there. And I'm sitting next to the guy, I'm like, hey man, just not right now. Please not right now. And the crowd wonderfully booed this man and yelled at him to leave. This room wanted to give Zoran a chance to speak to the Jewish community, and Zoran handled it well. And how do you handle? I mean, he's very good at hecklers. He kept his cool, and I think it's a stock line. But afterwards, he said, he goes, honestly, if everyone behaved well and didn't speak out of turn, I'd be worried that we're not in New York City anymore.
Banger.
Nailed it. Yeah. Nailed
Good
it.
line.
The funny part was in the middle of Zoran's speech, I had to go out to the lobby to bring Laura in, and there was a woman sitting out there, and she saw me walk out. She goes, are you walking out on Zoran too? And I said, no, I'm having seating issues. I am out here. This is not an act of defiance. I am here because my wife doesn't have a seat.
And then she went.
What I really took away from all of that, and then many different people spoke. I was really impressed by Brad Lander's remarks. I was impressed by just a lot of people who spoke. And what really struck me about the Jewish community is that there is a diversity of opinions. And we welcome a diversity of opinions. Jews are not a monolith. It is part of our nature for us to bicker and argue over the most tedious things, to not have just uniform agreement over everything. We are by our nature spread out and diverse, and the wealth of diversity of thought is our strength, and we welcome all of it.
If there's one thing I would say to somebody who isn't Jewish, who right now I feel like a lot of people are having a lot of opinions on Jews. And if I'm like, here's the only thing I can tell you with certainty is that none of us agree on anything.
Nothing.
So whatever you think,
I don't agree with myself most days, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm in the shower debating. But
yeah. Anytime you hear a statistic that said 90% of Jews think, 90% of Jews don't think nothing. There's that statistic. Every time I see a stat on Twitter, because everything's wrong on Twitter. When I see anything go by on Twitter and it says 90% of Jews believe, or 80%, anything over 75%, I go 0% chance.
Yeah.
No chance.
But how do Jews feel about, like, Jews haven't made up their mind about whether corn is kosher for Passover.
Yes.
Let's be real. They've been debating that for 2,000 years. So you think we have some political consensus? Get the fuck out of here.
Nothing. We got nothing.
And
we are all in place.
I felt it was just a wonderful reminder that what you see online does not represent how people feel for any group. Laura said it very well afterwards. She said division is very profitable, and and social media hands a megaphone to squeaky wheels. So go out and talk to people. If you want to know how any group, how any person feels about something, talk to them. Be with them there in person. Yeah, and I know that's what you're trying to drive home with your show right now. But man, I feel proud to the Jewish community, and man, I feel proud to be a Jew right now.
Oh, I love that. A moment of sweetness for that. And then, did you get to interact directly with Mondani at all?
No, he was out of there. I did get to talk to Brad Lander. You know Brad Lander? That guy rocks. He said some rock star stuff up there. He went in front of a crowd of Jewish people in New York City and said some stuff most of them didn't want to hear about what Jews need to own up to right now. And he also said he said that we should not be that war with Iran, not great, and the crowd was on his side for that. Most of them, they clapped for that. And then George Floyd's brother went up and spoke, and he got a standing ovation before he started talking. Boy, Jews are liberal. You forget that Jews are really liberal.
Well, but that's the thing. We're not. We zig and zag. We are like, that's the thing. It's like that group of Jews is. I'll take you down the street to another Seder where everybody would have lost their mind.
Fox News is on mute in the background.
Yeah. We don't agree on nothing. I went to a tiny Seder with my family, and that was very nice. But that was it. That's my only Seder this year. I really did. I'm out of the game. And then I mean, let me tell you. And then I tried to sell tickets in Texas on Easter.
No one. Yeah, I talked to other comics. I talked to a comic who was in New Orleans this weekend. He was like, tough weekend. I'm like, yeah, Easter in New Orleans, buddy.
Easter in Texas. Oops. Tough.
Yeah.
Tough. Man, I haven't had people who, I was trying to explain to somebody what it's like when you don't sell a lot of tickets and you have to do an hour. But it is like being a plumber and like you only have two tools. Like it's just like I can do it. It's gonna be a slog. It just is a slog. Now it was nice because while they were small, they were really my people.
Yeah.
So that part was nice, but boy, two tools. I was battling it up there. Battling.
No hecklers?
No hecklers, no nothing. Actually had one of the sweetest, for this sweet little moment. And I was talking about this afterwards because I said, this is why my career is failing. In one fell swoop, woman I talked to early named Lisa. She's a little chatty, not crazy. She's but she gets it. She got very into the car horn joke. I used her during it, kind of used her a little bit to keep it spiraling forward. She was kind of chatty with her group. It was quiet chatter. It wasn't distracting me. I could hear it. I was like, maybe it's distracting people around her, but really, like, she was having a good time. Her table was laughing. Like, I wasn't really focused on it. And then I hear her get shished, which is like famously an explosive moment.
Yes, it's usually justified, but it's never received well.
Yes, I hear it. I hear the shish. I go, oh no. But this is where I go. I have two choices as a comic, which is like, this moment explodes, which it can, and it's going to go so viral. Right? Fight breaks out at comedy club. It's going to be electrifying. Or I just go, what happened? She goes, he shished me. And I go, oh, can he hear you? She's like, yeah. And I was like, well, he's like, I was like, you guys? She's like, no, I'll be quiet. That's okay. And I was like, Lisa, that's great. I was like, way to handle it. And she's like, yeah. And like, and then I went right back into the joke, got everyone laughing again. She was pouty for about a couple minutes, came out of it, ended up having a great time. At the end of the show, when I do this now, wrap up at the end, I was like, and Lisa, who took the note? I was like, when has anyone taken a note? And she gets so happy, and she goes like this. She goes, my husband's going to be so proud of me.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is electrifying stuff.
Yeah.
And it won't go viral, but it was the coolest moment to have a shish moment and her take it and like no one get mad.
It's just like your story of confronting the aggressive driver.
Yes.
Sometimes people don't know better, and if you give them the note nicely, they take. I mean, I'm so agitated now living in New York City, and you're right. It never solves anything to be cunty. You always got to give people that first, hey, something I would really appreciate, because no one ever receives criticism well. No one ever. Even just like, hey, I walked into a restaurant, and someone's like, oh, I'm sorry, you can't bring your own coffee in, and I'm just pissed off. Even though that's the rule and it's a fair rule, I'm like, fuck you. They're not even, they don't care. They're required to tell me that.
Yeah. I'll buy a coffee. I'll buy one of your coffees. Can I keep this one then?
Yeah.
I've done that. I've done that a couple of days. If I buy a coffee, and can I pour this coffee into this coffee?
Yeah.
And then can we have coffee?
That's a lovely story, dude.
Wasn't that a lovely story? That made me happy.
Sometimes
that was the highlight.
I mean, I had the opposite this weekend. Laura and I went to Austin Wednesday night just to kind of like pit stop, flying a day early, and we did a show at listen, I'm not trying to talk shit about the show. I've done it many times. Buzzkill Comedy at Buzzmill. It's an incredible outdoor show on Wednesdays.
Great show.
Great show. Good. See, you can vouch for that. The biggest crowd I've ever performed for some reason. Just nothing. Jokes didn't register. Some of the simplest stuff I'm like, oh, you didn't even put that together. I saw someone filming the set before me. Liz Splat went before us and killed, and someone was just filming, and I was like, did you see that? She was like, yeah, I didn't want to call it out. I'm like, yeah, I don't. And I went out, and then I went up, and then someone different was filming my set, and I was like, hey, no, that takes me out of it. That's not, I'm not in the moment now. You're not in the moment now. Please don't do that. And I go, okay, sorry. And it's really hard to go back to that. And I start my next joke, and I see another person filming, 3 people filming. It's like 30 people in the crowd, 10%.
And also
my set.
And also, I say this with love and respect. You're not that famous.
No, they don't know who I am. No
one does in Chappelle. What are we doing? Yeah, what are we doing?
They're just filming me outdoors, kind of bombing at a coffee shop.
Yeah. Why are we doing this to him?
No. And I was talking shit on Hasidic Jews. I was like, hey, don't let this be the clip you post, please. Because this one needs a lot of context. And honestly, it needs a couple more months of punching up. Yeah, wild. And then we went to, can I tell my saga this weekend?
Yeah.
So we did, I did Houston Riot Comedy Festival. I did Conroe, which is a very far north, very deep red, Houston suburb area. Okay. We did upstairs at a Mexican restaurant in downtown Conroe, and we feared the crowd might be representative of the local demographics. I realized the day before I had not confirmed Laura to feature. Laura was understandably unhappy about that. And I said, no, we can still get you on the show. She goes, Matthew, this is a festival. all the people opening for you applied to be there. They competed for the spots. I'm not doing the spot. I'm like, but it's my show. She goes, I'm not doing that to other comedians. It's already weird enough for me to be coming with you. And the optics of that aren't great. So she sat out the first night and watching the show, she was like, I wouldn't be in the best mood coming off that stage. I might have done well, but I don't know that crowd would receive me the way I would hope they would. I ended up having fun. It was actually a good crowd. It just took a while for them to warm up, and there was a couple poorly behaved tables that made us think the crowd was one thing, but it actually turned out to be the other.
Yes, and I will always defend a crowd who has a showcase going on. Showcases, young comic showcase can be very tough on a crowd.
Yeah.
And I'll always defend, like, you can get restless the second or third one in, where you're like, are we enjoying this? It's also like
there was 3 comics doing 15 before, and they did fine. Now,
but even like I talked to somebody.
I love their sets. I don't know they love their sets, but they deserve more in the room, is what I'll say.
Okay.
Yeah. They're all 3 of them very fun. I'm not going to name them here. Then Friday night, now we had the big show in Houston. This is like a little theater show, sold it out, my hometown show. And Laura was like, again, I'm not going up on this show if it's booked through the festival. And the Brian Gendron, to his credit, was like, I understand. And then we get to the show, and Brian's like, Laura, actually, I would really like you to be on the show. Independent of Matthew, independent of everything, I think it'd be really nice to have you on the show. I'm having a odd night. I want to do a little less time. I think you'd be great. And Laura is doing a JFL audition, so I was like, good chance to run your JFL audition set. She did 5 to 7. I have never been so proud of her. She's also like, she has a bad taste in her mouth with Houston comedy, because she's been there a couple times. It's always been like the worst situations. And she was like, I don't know if Houston's my kind of crowd. I'm like, but it is. Houston's some of the best crowds in the country. It's extremely educated. It's extremely diverse. It's my people.
Yes.
And she fucking murdered. Incredible show. And then the next night was Saturday night was Lafayette, this comedy club in Lafayette, which is unbelievable room. JP Leonard runs this room that doesn't make sense. It's so good. It's in the conference room in a DoubleTree, and comics will attest to it just being one of the best rooms in the country, despite that city not substantiating that level of quality.
Good comedy can happen anywhere. Some of the best rooms.
And once again, Laura's like, I don't think this is going to be my crowd. I don't think they're going to receive what I do the way I would like. And she went up, and this one I had confirmed her for. Both of us got off stage saying that was the best crowd I've done in at least a year. We've been everywhere. We've been to Chicago, San Diego, LA. We've been performing in the coolest cities, DC. Nothing compared to that crowd. Wow, it was fun. And I'm just very proud of Laura. She's gotten really, really strong and able to handle. Women deal with shit we can't imagine. Like, there are just parts of the country where they do not want to laugh at a woman.
Totally.
And I got to make sure she approves of me saying all this on the podcast. But I'm really proud of her this weekend. I think it was just really cool of her to like be like, no, I'm not going to take away stage time from people who applied to this festival, and you fucked up. You are going to face the consequences.
Yeah, I just fully understand where she's coming from, and I'm very aware of that stuff. And I do think, like, so much of comedy, although does it anymore? As I say this, I go, does anything matter anymore? Does reputation matter? Who cares? It used to be such a big thing to me. I was like, it used to matter how I was seen by my coworkers, how I treated other comedians, how I was known. And now I'm like, well, some of the shittiest ones are doing real well. So who gives a shit anymore?
I still have.
Who gives a shit?
I have much more hope than that.
I know. I'm a little grumpy about it all.
Yeah.
I'm a little grumpy these days. I've been,
understandable.
Yeah, this world we live in, unbelievable.
Is that Hollywood?
Yeah, it's Hollywood. Sorry, it's Steven Spielberg. Jesus. Just kidding. It's my friend. It's my friend with no career opportunities.
You're not hopeful right now. How do you feel? Hopeful or not hopeful?
I'm definitely in a I'm definitely in a place right now where I'm like, it feels very scary. And I'm at that point, and I've encouraged a lot of people. I'm at the point that I encourage people to get to where I'm just like turning off the news. I can't control it, clearly. Everything I do doesn't work. I can't do anything about it. I just have to turn it off. And it's so bad because a part of you is like, I'm uneducated. I'm literally uneducating myself. I am taking myself out of education and I'm going to go, I just don't want to know. But I think you just have to at a certain point, and you have to be like,
I will say, I think it's better to consume no news at all than only consume short form social media news.
Yes.
I think if you're not going to listen to something that's at least 5 minutes or read an article that's at least, 10 paragraphs, don't consume it.
Yeah. Because it's just it's not good, but it gets me every now and then. It just gets you, It's like it's almost like the news is like it's like we all have like gout or something, or like sciatica. Like it's like the every American right now has sciatica, and just at any moment, it just like gets you. Like if you because sciatica is like a perfect example, because sciatica is this stupid thing where you have to like work out and like do good things in order to stop it from being bad. And it's like same thing where it's like, if you let down your guard and you're like, I'm just feeling down today, I'm just gonna, like if you let down, it's like that sciatica will get you. It's like the news will just all of a sudden you just lock up and you're like, oh no, he tweeted what? He said what? And then you're locked in your chair for the day.
Yeah. Isn't it funny? Of like we're all like the pronouns debate. I'm like, who has the most pronouns? Him. He does. You know who I'm talking? I don't even have to say his name. Him.
Yeah.
He's him now. Yeah. He's the pronoun.
He.
The capital He, the royal him, if you will.
Yes. No one has ever dominated the word he like he does.
Yeah. What he did to red hats, he did to he. To he him. Yes.
Yeah. He destroyed red hats.
Yes.
He destroyed red hats.
He is
my red
third person.
You know my red hat story, right?
No.
Stay there.
And also, I want to throw just a full curveball at the end of this. So there's a swimmer named Usmaluli who I want to talk about in just a moment. A fantastic swimmer, a multi-Olympic medalist over many Olympics, a distance swimmer, swam for USC, is originally Tunisian, and really cool about him. Okay, keep going. Okay, we'll get back to that.
Can't even fathom what that was about. Okay, so one of the first pieces of merch I make is I'm like, one of my best jokes, one of my most viral first jokes was the Progressive joke. Love Progressives. And I was like, oh, that's a great hat.
Yeah.
What a great hat that says Progressive on it. So smart. What a good idea, Danny. And I go and I design it, and it's supposed to be blue with red, I believe. And then I talked to the lady, and I was like, is it clear? Is it look good? And she was like, it looks good. It's just hard to see. And I was like, well, the word really is like the thing. I was like, Progressive is the joke. And so she's like, yeah, I guess I would do. She's like, honestly, like what I see work really well is a red hat with white. And I was like, smart. You're right. She sends me the thing. I go, oh, it's really clear. It's so clear. And so these hundreds of my Progressive hats that then the first time I get them out, I go, these look great. I show them to Jess, and Jess like immediately is like, why would you do this? What are you doing?
I can't. What are you doing?
What are you doing? And I go, why? She goes, it's unsellable what you've made.
Well, yeah.
And it's.
Have you thought about dyeing them?
All my hats?
Color? Yeah, no, big bucket. You have a bathtub?
It's over, baby. The Progressive hat dies. It's one of the greatest fuck ups in my career was the Progressive hats. showing up, and that realization of being the amount that I wanted to like email that lady and just be like, hey, what are you doing? Why would you tell me rent on? He ruined my merch. He ruined it.
He ruined your merch.
He ruined my merch.
Yeah.
I have like probably 100 of them left. And I'll never
so
sell.
At odds with the target demo. You're like, oh, maybe it's someone who likes both those things. No.
Dead.
No.
Dead forever. The dumbest thing I've ever done in my life is the stupid progressive hat. And now they sit there because I'm like, what am I just gonna throw them out? So they sit in my closet and I look at them and they're just every time I'm in my closet and I have all my merch organized and then on top of these stupid hats that I look at and I go, oh yeah, because you're stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I go, how many larges do I have left? Oh yeah, you're dumb.
Yeah.
That's right. You're so dumb. Anyway, so yes, he ruined my hats and he ruined he. Anytime, yeah, if you go up to anybody and you're like, did you see what he tweeted? Everybody's like, yep.
So if you need a red hat, Danny's selling them for 50 cents.
I'll give you
six of them for $1.
Oh,
can I talk about something exciting in sports that I feel like you'd appreciate?
Yeah, buddy.
Usma Luli, I believe, maybe 04, 08, maybe 2012.
What the fuck did you just call me?
Usma Luli, Olympian swimmer, Olympic medalist, USC swimmer, Tunisian, but I think American raised. He was just an absolute stud in the sport of swimming. First swimmer to win medals in both the pool and open water. He was a distance swimmer, 400 IM, mile. I think it might have been a lot of events. A really good swimmer, a really great career, and he was from Tunisia. And to be a powerhouse country in swimming, you need infrastructure and a culture of swimming and the resources to put behind it. And I'm not sure Tunisia has that. The very few African countries are big competitors in international swimming, and he was kind of one of the first big ones. And recently at NCAA's this year, Jaoudi and Hafnoui, two Tunisian swimmers, both took 1 and 2 in the 500 and the mile. Hafnoui is an Olympic gold medalist. Jaoudi is well on his way to similar acclaim. And it's just so neat that one person can inspire. Like it just took one Tunisian swimmer to make and the same events, which is really cool. So Hafnoui and Jaoudi are both distance swimmers, which was Usma Luli's, and I can't prove causation to that correlation, but one person from this country said,
what's the age difference?
Country. What's that?
What's the age difference between the two? Or
they're college age right now, and Us must be in his 40s, so 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Isn't that neat?
That is really neat.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that he created a culture in that country. And I mean, cheesily, it's like, why do we need representation? Because without representation, we can lose that. Who knows what talent waits elsewhere and just hasn't been told you're capable of this.
Seeing somebody in your community succeed.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's one of the biggest things in stand-up it's one of the reasons why I'm like, I'll tell you why to move to LA or New York is you'll be around people who blow up, and that can be frustrating. But I also think it's like seeing somebody succeed around you and going, okay, it does happen. Because it can seem like who amongst us has ever succeeded. And then it's like when you see
also local scenes as well, of just seeing someone from your city make it.
Yes.
I didn't realize someone from Dallas could be on TV.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It can happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now whatever that medium or pursuit is now richer for having those new voices. I mean, I think so much to Outkast. The opening to B.O.B., the really bad rap. Bombs Over Baghdad, you know the song?
Of course I know Bombs Over Baghdad.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this. It's been a hot second.
Yeah.
Calling Bombs Over Baghdad B.O.B. is very unfair to me. You thought I remembered the B.O.B.? I don't have the short form Bombs Over Baghdad. I remember the song. It's a banger. Bombs Over Baghdad. Of course.
Yeah, there's a line from it that always gets me a little choked up. In the first verse, It's a weatherman telling us it ain't gonna rain. Now we're sitting in a drop top soaking wet. And the line was in reference to people saying, as good as you are, guys, Southern rap is it's not going to be a big hit. People nationally, you're not going to have Southern rap take off the way New York and West Coast rap does. And they said, okay. And they did not prepare for the success they would have. And when it came, they were inundated and soaked.
Do you ever have like an old song that you used to love and you used to think was like the deepest song of all time? And now you listen back and you're like, I remember as a kid being like, where is the love? There's probably never been a
so embarrassing.
I'm like, there's probably never been a deeper song written than Where is the Love? People killing, people dying, children hurting, you hear them crying. It's like,
dude,
so
for
true.
Real.
So
I remember
true.
I was sitting around with like some comics, Bill Dixon outside the Improv years ago, and someone was saying, it feels like when it's other people's problems, it's so easy to see what the solution is, but when it's my own, I just feel lost and don't know what to do. And I said, sincerely, to obtain a bird's eye is to turn a blizzard to a breeze. Incubus. And everyone was nodding before I gave the attribution, and then it got a big laugh. So to answer your question, everything by Incubus was, wow, this is real. Why are we? War is bad.
When you practice what you preach, but do you turn it cheek?
Trying to think of what's the lamest.
I remember.
I don't know. I can't really top.
I mean, that's the one I always look back on being like, yeah, I thought that was the deepest song. I used to think that thing was so deep, but even like, what was there was an Offspring song. Was it about
people growing up poor and getting stuck in that community?
No, yeah, it's like it was a song about like, oh no, I'll tell you a good example. Blink-182 Adam's song.
Oh God, I still love that song. Fuck you. I rarely conquered, never came.
It's a little on the nose. It's a little on the nose.
Yeah.
But at the time, as a kid, I was like, this is what it is.
Yeah.
This is what it is to be we're all Adam.
There's some Blink-182 songs that still get me. Well, the weird part was, man, I could go on about this. I read a book about Blink-182. Damn It, their song, their first breakout before Enema of the State exploded, which again, great album. Even the non-singles on that album are bigger hits than most even successful bands would dream of getting, like Anthem, Party Song. But Damn It is such a good album because they actually talk about the stage in life that they were in, of being out of high school, skipping college, and watching their friends kind of move on in life while they're these kind of man-child, not yet an adult, not still a child, and the worry about money, and then they keep getting younger with each album. It's very weird. Like
that is
and
true.
Then you're talking about being like in high school, and now they even had a song on like Take Off Your Pants and Jacket where they're talking about like screen names and instant messenger. I'm like, you guys there's no way that's not even my age. What are we doing? Are you like talking to kids? Like, what should we write songs about? What are people? Away messages? Got it.
Yeah. They just went like, and then their new album is just like, it's just third grade.
Third grade.
1. Yeah, we're going multiplication tables, but it's gonna be a sick song.
Dude, social studies is such a bitch, dude. I can't wait for recess every day.
Social studies are such a bitch. You gotta go on. He's got that.
We should wrap it up.
Where are you gonna be, Matthew?
I'm going to be in DC, Boston, Baltimore, Irvine Improv. I just added Irvine Improv, and Dublin. And then, dude, so many. Phoenix, New Orleans, Burlington, Montana, West Chicago, Charleston, Pittsburgh, North Carolina, Raleigh, Portland, Atlanta, all of it. Check out BrewStar.live. Sign up for my guest list.
Burlington, you're doing the Vermont Comedy Club?
Yep.
One of my absolute favorites.
Yep. Haven't been back in years. I'm excited.
Oh, one of my absolute favorites. What a great room. For me, Lexington, Kentucky, Brea, California. So many shows in LA, Pittsburgh, Columbus, Ohio, San Francisco, and more. And Imperfect Women on Apple TV.
Another one.
The last one.
Elsbeth and Ted, you're also, wow, good job, man.
Another one. This is the last one. So everybody, this is the last one. So everybody, lock in. And thanks for being here. We'll see you guys next week.
Thanks.